Lesotho's post-independence political conflict continues to divide the nation almost half a century into independence. SADC's facilitator, retired Justice Dikgang Moseneke, has proposed a transitional justice as a mechanism to address the long-standing political conflicts. But the proposal has been met with mixed feelings.
Let's face it, Lesotho is a post-conflict society, and it has layers of conflict. From 1965, and they must decide how much they want to unpack their past and how much do they want to deal with. So it's not just about now, the now. It's a process of healing that should come back from some distance up to now.
Is this something supported by the victims? As you?
No, I don't know. I gave them documentation today, and they must go and consider their position. I expect some to say no, and others to say maybe yes.
The family of the assassinated former army commander Maseru says they were never consulted on this matter and believe this process is simply designed as an escape for prominent politicians to avoid accountability.
Our involvement as victims in this whole process, it has never been there. The only meeting that as victims we had with Mr. Moseneke was that he came to us and then he told us that this is his idea.
We have not made any response. He said he would come back. He was just giving us that document for consideration. He hasn't said anything yet. But to our surprise, we have learned that they had gone a step further. There is a document that is being developed for presentation in the parliament. It is a rumor. But we know no rumor comes out without any basis. It was developed that the TJC will go on, and in the meantime, all the court proceedings will stop.
Transitional justice, I am in total disagreement with the way that it is formulated, but I take comfort in the fact that former Deputy Chief Justice Moseneke actually posed a question to the leadership of Lesotho as to how far back we would like to go, and I have had occasion to let him know unequivocally that my party proposes that we start the process with a truth and reconciliation covering the entire period since independence in 1966, 4th October.
Politicians who are supposed to join those people in courts are saying, let us not be taken to court now because we are in a reforms process. Ramahluku was assassinated on the 30th of August. We want people who killed Ramahluku to go through legal processes. The legal framework of this country is there. Mahaparango was assassinated on the 25th June. We want people who killed Mahapara to appear before the court. Those three boys from Afite. Suspects are, in fact, they're accused. They are normal suspects now. They are accused in court because the courts are in process of such cases. That Mr. Moseneke wants them to stop.
The national reforms process has been established to carry forward the implementation of all mandated SADC reforms. Both experts and stakeholders agree that this will not be an easy process.
And the proposal that Justice Moseneke has made was in response to the fact that this is included in the report as one of the things that need to be implemented, but nothing much has happened and there was no debate, perhaps because the debate is so difficult. Now, it is a controversial debate. It is very important, I believe, that the victims are heard. All the victims of all the episodes of political violence are heard, because in the end, it is clear that forgiveness is the privilege of the victims.
If we buy the idea, I think the best thing to do would be to agree on the type of a structure that will be tasked with the responsibility of driving the process. That is the first thing. And that structure will be able to make recommendations.
And other people will talk about the issues of compensation. Other people will talk about the issue of access to justice. Are we now together so that we see that the traditional way of justice as we have in the courts of law, how is it now compensated with this other platform that is going to be created?
And that is why it becomes very important to prioritize. Look at those pieces of legislation that will be fast-tracked through the system, such that by the time we get to elections in 2022, all of the sensitive matters that may have a bearing on the stability of the political system would have been passed. In that way, we think that we would have made sufficient progress because we are on a journey of stabilizing the country on a permanent basis.
In a strongly worded publication, an organization, Action for Peace and Solidarity, APS, raised concerns that Transitional Justice Commission should be suitable to Lesotho's context to address incidents of human rights violations and injustices, with a focus on reconciliation, peace building, reparation, compensation without compromising justice, and promoting impunity, to address all things that have turned Basotho nation into each other. Rapelang Radebe, SABC News, Maseru, Lesotho.